right, hey everyone. We are here at the High Roller Reining Classic in Las Vegas. It's been crazy for the last few weeks. We're in Vegas here, I don't know, a month ago, then we're in Tulsa, and now we're here at the High Roller. And today is rookie day. Here's Lefty right here. What I want to do is I want to show you, since it's kind of a slower day, I want to show you how I would prepare this horse. Janice Dixon, his owner, is going to show him later. Janice has pattern 6 today, and I just want you to be thinking about having a plan when you're preparing. So I know, I've seen Janice show this horse all year. She's done great with him. I know Lefty well because I've trained him from the very beginning, and I'm going to try to get him prepared to help Janice out so they can have the best ride they can have later today. Yeah, sometimes it's not necessarily about the maneuvers. It's not about how fast you get them to spin the day of the show or how far you get them to stop. It's about the setup to the maneuver. And that's what it is. That's what it's almost about all the time. And so I want you to get a look in a show, real show environment, what I'm going to do, and I'll talk us through it on what I'm going to do with Lefty to try to have him ready for Janice. So the big thing with this guy, I can tell you, is he's an overachiever. He's always trying to please, and sometimes it gets him in trouble. So I'm going to go out here and just try to have a session with him where we get him to really kind of wait, to be patient, kind of wait till he's asked something a second time, because he's already trying. He's the kid at school that you go to ask a question, and before you even finish asking the question, he's already giving you the answer. And you're like, hang on, you don't know what direction I'm going. So we'll head out there and go cruise him around a little for Janice. We're out here at the practice arena outside at the South Point. And like I told you, I'm trying to get Lefty ready for Janice. Janice typically is not one to go like wide open showing. She's usually pretty conservative speed-wise. I'm actually trying to get her to go a little faster. So I'm gonna go out here and try to get Lefty to move forward a little more. Normally I'd say I like to get these horses a little tired on the show day, but I don't think that's really the case with Lefty, because we want him to go. But we want to kind of get him worn out mentally a little. You know, I don't want him overthinking, like I told you. He's the one that's always trying to guess what it is that you want before you do it. So my plan is I'm going to go out, give him a good warm-up like normal. Lead change is sometimes a thing with him where he'll actually, Janice won't go forward quite enough. And we've had some few issues there, so I'm going to work on some lateral work. I don't know if I can pull it off in here because they're lunging, but running down to the stops, I want to get him to go all the way to the fence. Sometimes we stop a little short, so I'm going to try to set things up. And I'll jump on. I'll try to explain as much as I can. We're here at a real show right now, so I'll do the best I can as far as being able to stop and explain. But you're going to see exactly what it's like to try to prepare a rookie horse on the day of the show. So you can see what I was doing there. I'm keeping it real simple. This horse is 9, he's broke, he knows his job. And the day of showing is not the day to get real complicated. I just was trying to make him go forward, and I cluck that he easily goes forward. Where normally on these horses, I'm usually trying to get them to where they don't want to go, where they want to wait. But I know we're trying to get Janice to run a little faster, so I'm trying to get my horse to maybe travel just maybe 5-10 miles an hour faster than what he normally would. The other thing is I started working on some steering. Now, his steering is pretty good, but you know, I know the things that we need to work on in the show pen, and sometimes it's the right circles that our guiding's not quite the way or as good as it should be. So I tried to sharpen that up a little bit. One hand, just laying my hand over, and I just did it over and over and over again until he felt like an extension of my hand, where I just barely moved my hand, and he went right over there, which I think will help Janice today with pattern 6. She's got to walk out, spin to the right, spin to the left, too big, fast to the left, small, slow, change, too big, fast to the right, small, slow, change, and then do her stops on the side. So I think that was pretty good for the right set of circles. I'm going to go do the left a little. You want to work on these guys and improve stuff today, but you don't want to do too much, right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble. The way I'm riding this horse, though, all I'm doing is just getting him more and more relaxed, because you don't see me doing a bunch of bridling him up or anything fancy. It's just straight, just going forward a little and guiding him. So I'm going to go work on the left side a little bit, and I'll probably spin him this a little bit. And he's leaning out actually on this left side, so that's interesting. Normally it's the right side, but I'm just doing a version of that circle drill you guys have seen me do before, where I let him lean out. I think it was called keeping circle simple. Let him lean out, steer him back. Just put my hand in the middle and just let him drift to where he wants to go, and he's wanting to pull to the right. So I let him go over there, guide him back and make him speed up a little. So I'm still working on the same things. And this is a great drill to get into on the day of showing, because it's so black and white. You're not going to get your horse nervous. All you're going to do is just get him guiding better. Let him drift over there, steer back. And so I know when Janice goes to warm up, that's going to be one thing I'll probably stress with her, is on the left side that she really looks ahead and she points and tells him where to go, because I can feel in my pregame warm up here that he's not steering as good as he can on this direction. I'm going to try to make it better. I'm going to tell my pilot, my jockey, I'm not going to tell her what I'm feeling, because I don't want her stressing about it. I'm just going to tell her to make an emphasis on really holding her hand up and guiding. Coincidentally, once he quit trying to go over there, now I can feel he's wanting to relax again, wanting to drop his head. And those typically go hand in hand. Pick him up to bridle here, and I'm going to put my hand down, go right back to that guiding. I'm just sitting real neutral. The only thing is I'm not letting him go as slow as he wants to. Still a little bit, not near as bad, but still a little bit. Now, I don't want to wear him out too much, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work right in this area here. The rest of my circle, about 80% of it feels really good. So I'm just going to stay right here and work on this. Day of, you want to try to work on some things if you can, little small things. Keep it real black and white. Don't get caught up with trying to make it perfect though. I could sit here and spend forever and completely wear my horse out. I made it better. I feel like I made a point, and I'm gonna try to set her up to be able to cover up where he's not feeling as strong today. Hopefully my rider can, and if the rider happens to be you, if you're doing this, if I was to show him same thing, I'd know on this left side, I want to really pay attention through the middle about being ahead of my horse and kind of guiding if need be, because I can feel if there was a spot that my horse was going to lean. And what I really like right now with Lefty is it doesn't feel like he's trying to outthink me like he can do. And notice I'm not doing a lot of heavy duty, we're not getting all complicated and technical. Day of the show is a day you want to get real simple, black and white. You want this horse to be real confident and relaxed. I'm going to work on his spins just a little, and actually on him, I'm not even going to spin him to the left. Every time we show, he's always really good to the left and to the right. What we've had happen a little bit is he'll get about 2-3 revolutions in, and he loses a little speed. He slows down a little. So I'm going to try to get in the middle of that and see if I can figure out what's going on. Pretty good. So notice I didn't work on position, and I know his head was low and he's maybe getting a little on his front end, but for the most part he's going around good. Only thing I could feel when we kind of went around for a little bit, I started kind of just moving my legs around just kind of randomly, and I noticed I could feel him kind of think about wanting to stop. I didn't really do anything, I just kept going. Sometimes it's about what you don't do. I'm going to try it again and see what he does. You see, that felt pretty good to me. I think you kind of got to pick your battles on game day as well, and he's really turning pretty good. I think I'm just going to leave that alone. You don't want to get into trying to obsess over every single maneuver. Then pretty soon, like I said, you got your horse nervous or worked up. So I think we'll leave that alone. I'm going to let him walk around for a little bit. The rundowns that I want to work on, I'm going to have to do it out here. Now I'm keeping in mind too, this footing out here is not the same as inside. So I don't want to get too carried away with how this horse stops out here, because the footing inside is totally different. And that's not really what he needs work on anyway. He needs work on more of the rundown itself, not anticipating the stop. So I'm going to go a few times here in just a little bit after he catches his breath up and down the arena and just make sure that he's not anticipating where I want him to stop at. I trust this horse at this point. I know he'll stop if he's running good, so I don't need to feel like I need to test that. And the only other thing that we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll work on a couple lead changes. I'm working on that at the end on purpose, because I think he's going to be a little tired when Janice goes to show by the time she goes to change, and I kind of want to see him in that same mindset. Then I'm going to go and just really break that lead change down, keep it slow, under control, and just make sure that's the last thing in his mind before I get off of him. There's not really a fence down there, there's a wall. And what my plan is, I'm just going to move all around with my legs, lean forward, back, and just try to get him to not think about anything except going forward till I actually tell him to stop. I think he ran really good down here. Went to the ground nice. He kind of walked forward just a little bit out of the stop. I'm not going to make a big deal out of that. You just saw I just backed him up as a reminder. And I'm just going to go do it again. Again, this horse is a real intense horse. So he doesn't need me to try to motivate him to try harder. I just need to give him some slow reminders of where he needs to be. Matter of fact, if anything, I got to try to make sure I keep myself maybe even more calm than normal. See right there, I waited a second and see how he didn't step out this time, but he kind of he felt like he was maybe one moment from stepping forward. And then he just remembered, hey, I'm supposed to back up, and that horse backed up on his own. You don't have to react as fast as you think you do. He's being real good about just moving off laterally. If I squeeze and he was to go forward like that, I'd just pick up, remind him, no, wait. See, he's kind of wanting to get a little worked up. And this is how you can combine things. You can work on, I told you in the beginning, you can work on maneuvers without actually having to do them. So I squeeze my right leg and he's kind of going forward. No big deal, I just pick up, say, hey, no, lefty. And it doesn't always, that one leg doesn't mean go forward, it actually means go lateral. But he's not in trouble, these are just reminders. Switch leg, there we go. Now he's starting to get it. Again, real good things to do on the day of showing. Sometimes just diving out and changing 20 leads isn't the right thing to do. Because if something goes wrong, you're going to get worried, you're going to get uptight, nervous, because you're like, shoot, my horse isn't changing leads, I'm getting ready to show. And that's going to get you nervous, which isn't going to help the situation. And even these moments like this, I'm trying to think of all the things, I've been doing it so long, it's like it's second nature. Moments like this of just letting him stand are big, just to make sure that he knows he can relax and make sure that you know that he's waiting for you. Go take him back down there and back again on the other lead. Whoa. Send him down one more time. Whoa. Take a little different path this time. And I mean, he can't run any better than that. I'm really happy with that. He definitely feels at the end. He's stopping great, but I can just feel, I know how he is, and I can feel he's like loading up and he's waiting for me to ask him to do something. And that's why I'm going to do nothing right here. I think he's working his ears and he's looking at stuff, but he's kind of just, he knows, or he's expecting that I'm going to ask him to do something. I'm going to head back to the showers.